So I wanted to, hey internet, by the way, I wanted to make a comment about the oddness of people who like to leave comments on YouTube or other media platforms in which the first thing they say to introduce themselves to you as a human being is something which is insulting to your personal, like, bodily image, right? Like it's not, hey, you stupid dude, right? You get that a little bit too. Or what was the one? It was someone said, that's damned poor theology, and then he went on to talk about like alien space shamans and stuff like that, which was totally better theology, obviously. But my favorites, though, I don't know favorites, because I'm a narcissist at heart, and so they hurt my poor little feelings. My favorite confusions, my eye is confused, happens when the only thing you say to me is something about how you don't like my hair, or like how I have dark circles under my eyes, which if you've watched this channel, I mean, you know this goes way, way back. Uh-oh, I lost my microphone. You know this goes way, way back. That means the sound's all bad right now. What happens if I do this? Does that fix it? I shouldn't do that one. You know that goes way, way back, and probably has something to do with the dairy allergy, maybe, possibly, or it could just be my skin tone. You should have seen it before the sleep apnea got a hold of me, though. I mean, it was bad. So anyhow, like, I just find it fascinating that some way out there you have learned as a human being that the way to engage other human beings in order to convince them of your positions is to tell them that they're ugly. And I don't know who taught you that. And I think you're wrong. Excuse me, I'm ugly, whatever. You know, funny hair, okay, fine. Dark circles sometimes, sure. I think you're wrong in how you're behaving. I think that treating another human being that way ever to their face is straight up just rude. But then, doubly so if you have any desire to influence them toward your way of thinking, which I would think if you think you're right, you would want me to agree with you, right? Right. So, like, this is a really important thing. Then you shouldn't insult me right away. You should save your insult until you've realized I won't listen to you at all or have any honest conversation, and then insult me while you walk away, you know, throwing a fit that I don't think like you do, which still, you probably still shouldn't insult me, but at least then you'd have nothing to lose. I'm talking from a purely selfish perspective. This is just your own best interest here. And in your own best interest, when you're leaving a comment in a public forum, ever, for the sake of both that individual you're trying to convince and or every other individual that would ever read it, I think that if you were to start with sharing real pertinent information that might engage the thoughts of the one speaking in order to help that person come around to your point of view, that would just probably go better for you. Like, if you try this at home in the confines of your grandma's basement where you're pirating the Wi-Fi or whatever, I mean, no one's going to harm you, right? But it's a habit. It's a habit in how you think about other humans. And the challenge is that when you try it not at home, like say in the workplace or at high school or wherever it might be, what you're going to do is you're going to lose. Now, maybe you win like the fight, like you're just a bully all the time. And so like you're like, ha ha, and everyone laughs or whatever. But as you progress through life into that place where the good that you receive in this life is largely a result of the good that you give to others, right? That's how capitalism really works, is that you have value that you exchange to others and they give you value back, right? In that world, insulting people doesn't win. It loses, right? Now, there's jesting, insulting. Guys make fun of each other because they're brothers or buddies or whatever. And that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you need to convince someone to agree with you and do what you like, and you've made a practice of only being able to think like a 5-year-old, where the first thing you do is you talk about their face or their hair. And even if you're not talking about it, it's what you're thinking about, and it's going to detract from your ability to really make a difference in society, fulfill your dreams, all that kind of stuff. So just a thought. I mean, whatever. I know. You wouldn't want to go to a Lutheran pastor for advice on money. Like, that was a fun one the other day. Okay, I agree with you generally. I would, for money, I would listen to the advice of people who know what they're talking about and can demonstrate it not only by pointing to other resources, but by also having, put those resources into practice. That's just a good rule of thumb. And sadly, you're right. Lutheran pastors, as a habit, are not really good with money, but most people aren't, frankly. I lost where I was. It was, oh yeah, I wouldn't go to a pastor, Lutheran pastor, necessarily for advice on Lutheran money, nor would I go to him for, say, social advice, political advice. I don't mean politics like Democrat, Republican, but like how to win friends and influence people. I don't know that I'd really go to them for that. So maybe you think I'm just full of poo-poo, because I am a guy who talks about Jesus and theology all the time. But if you can just not assume stuff for a moment, ignore my funny looking goatee and listen to what I said, and then go run it through a couple of other world famous books like How to Win Friends and Influence People and Awaken the Giant Within, Tony Robbins, you might find out that what I'm saying is not nonsense nor spiritual gobbledygook, but is straight up wisdom, that it would be something very, very reasonable, and it would get me to listen to you when you make a comment rather than ignore your comment. And it'll probably help you in the long run with life in general and people and stuff. Who you want people on your side. You want people on your side. It doesn't happen by insulting the way they look. All right, cool. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you soon. Rock on.